Hello and welcome, guys. I think we'll just need to get started. I understand it's a bit of a strange time on Tuesday for me to do a stream, but it's all the time I had, and I thought I wouldn't be streaming again till next week, but I had a little bit of time spare, so I thought I'd squeeze one in now. So, as always, fire your questions away in the chat, and I'd be happy to answer everything you've got to ask. I've got topics to discuss of my own. Yeah, I've got topics of my own to discuss. So let's get into it. Just before we start, as you all know, I have my stream sponsor, Fantasy Football Factory, www.fantasyfootballfactory.co.uk. Use the code FFF 10% FPLTIPZ at checkout to get 10% off every single order and a free pen as well on every order, a free Fantasy Football Factory pen, which are quite cool. So let's get into the questions. Hi, who have we got in here? Ryan, Eric, both of you welcome. I'm not expecting very many people to watch live, I understand with the timing, but anyone who comes to watch afterwards on YouTube, thank you very much for coming by, and I hope you enjoy the video. So, comments of season 2, I hope it's going to be amazing. I've started off better than I ended the year, so I'm pleased with how things are going. So let's start with Ryan's question: who to make way for Salah, Sane, or Hazard? Personally, for me as a Chelsea fan, I'd sell Hazard. I'd keep Sane over him. Personally, although Sane is more when he plays, I'd rather have him, but it's the fact that he doesn't play every game in comparison to Hazard. Hazard will play almost every game for Chelsea, so you might want that consistency in your team with Hazard, but I don't think he's worth almost 1.5 million more points more than Sane, so I'd keep Sane. Best caption option for this game week. So you've got to be looking at your likes of your Man City players. So they have a Wolves team at home, but will definitely want to be firing this game week. Or Liverpool, who have Salah and Firmino and Mane, all of them away at Brighton. You expect them all to start. They play tonight, but I expect a lot of road from them. So, yeah, I expect the City and the Liverpool players to get most of the armbands. Although Richarlison, I am looking at with Bournemouth at home. I know he hasn't scored, but Bournemouth do like to leak a lot of goals, so he is definitely an option. And finally, you have your United and your Tottenham players. Even though they play each other, it's still a good option because they are great teams who like to score a lot of goals at the moment. But I think there are better options in your City and Liverpool players this week for your captaincy. So, Hazard, just before I continue, is the video alright? Because the past few times I've been streaming because I'm at home, not at uni, my Wi-Fi at home is a lot slower, so it's been a bit jittery. Let me know if it's alright. There's not much I can do about it though. Hazard to Sterling, I think that is a good transfer. I do. Maybe Hazard to Sane for the moment because Mendy isn't back for a while, and so Sane offers a much better option in defense, in attack. Sane offers a cheaper option to Sterling, and they'll probably produce similar outputs. So, best option to have are coming up: Sterling, Sane, Aguero, De Bruyne. Please suggest one. I still think Sane is probably the one to go with. He loves him out on that left wing. He played great against Liverpool, scoring the winning goal. I still think he's rotation proof for the upcoming weeks until Mendy comes back and the Champions League returns. But Sane for me is the best one and the best value for money you can get. Keep with your questions. We'll move on to my score this week. So my score of 70, which I was very pleased with. It started off with two blanks with Digne and Richarlison in the first game, followed by a captaincy, very lucky 24 from Kane. I have to admit, it was very lucky. The next day, I had a few blanks going around. Pogba, people thought would do quite well, didn't do anything. Richarlison, Felipe Anderson, Doherty, and Fabianski all returning nothing. But then it was Rashford and the two City boys coming to my rescue. Alonso as well with a clean sheet and 2 bonus points at a game I was actually at. Not a very interesting game, that Southampton one. but to get me to a score of 70, which I'm very pleased with. Captain the right player as well, which is always a great feeling, and that's put me just inside the top 100k overall, which has been a big push because I dropped from 120 to 300 in the matter of 2 game weeks, and then in the past 3 I've climbed it back up, so I'm very pleased with that. Benching Wan-Bissaka and Kamara. Wan-Bissaka, it was a tough one, Doherty or Wan-B to start, and I picked the wrong one, but I can't really complain. There's no one I wanted to start, and Kamara was always going to sit on my bench, so I can't really complain about that. So let's have a look at my team for next week. Here we go. My team for next week, as you can see, is pretty much the same. I've done one transfer, which was Alonso out to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I still have one free transfer and I think 2.9 million in the bank. So I have a lot of moving room. Now, with my transfers, I initially planned to do Sterling to Salah, and I think a lot of people are wanting Salah in now, especially for this lovely run of fixtures they've got coming up. But I'm finding it hard to sell Sterling. So I am also looking at not making a transfer this week, and then next week doing Felipe Anderson, Sane, and Kamara to Salah, Jimenez, and probably Camarasa in that benched midfielder spot to switch to a 4-3-4-3. Sterling, Salah, and Pogba with a front line of Rashford, Kane, and Jimenez with the same back three, probably with Doherty playing every week. So that's the plan. I haven't quite decided. I need to decide over the next few days, but no price rises at the moment, so no one needs to stress about their transfers too much. So no Salah is hurting your rank. I think I've got to do Hazard to Salah and then get Hazard back in through Sane if he finds form. Absolutely, Salah and Sane offer great value and seem to be consistent points from at least one of them each week. So I would definitely do Hazard to Salah. I think those are great moves. So today's topics, we've covered the captaincy picks. Next we'll look at teams to buy and sell, and there has been a lot of discussion about this on Twitter, namely around Everton and West Ham. So West Ham and Felipe Anderson hasn't returned in 2 weeks, and Richarlison hasn't returned in 3, I don't think. Or he came on off the bench 1 week and got a goal, he did. But they are still not firing at the rate we thought they would, especially with these fixtures. Now, I am looking to ship off Felipe Anderson because he's not always involved. For me, he's not involved enough. So someone like Jimenez will provide me with a more consistent return of points. Someone who's just going to tick the box every week, every other week, get a goal or an assist here or there, and he plays well for them. Richarlison and Dean are going to stay on my team because we know what Everton can do on their day. But Felipe Anderson, for me, I'm looking to sell West Ham assets. And Fabianski, I don't like to use a transfer on a keeper, but he is one that I will be looking to sell. In terms of replacements for Fabianski in goal, Etheridge is a good option, as well as the cheap new Guita. In terms of Guita as a Crystal Palace goalkeeper, is another one, and the Southampton new cheap goalkeeper of Gunn. We don't know how much he's going to play, but he looked good against Chelsea. So those are the options at the moment. If not, Rui Patricio, they have great fixtures coming up. Hi Ryan, welcome. Keep or sell Alonso? Well, this week I've sold him, and I'm not too sure about that decision, but he hasn't been returning attacking. He's had more attacking. He's had less attacking returns since game week 4 than he has had yellow cards. He does get bonus points, but I think the likes of Robertson and Alexander-Arnold are better options than him if you don't have the space for more than one of them. That's why I sold him. Guita is nailed. Yes, I think so at the moment. You've seen there's a lot of drama going on around Hennessy and an Instagram post that went on last night. So I don't see him starting particularly soon. And Guita has looked really good, and I don't see there's any reason for him to lose his place. Welcome, Karul. Hi all, please advise, is it good to swap Son and Trippier with Sane and Trent? Please help, guys. Well, Son obviously is a good one to sell because he's about to go to the Asia Games. So yes, Son out straight away is a good move, and Trippier out, not playing every game, to Trent is also a good move. So Carroll, overall both good moves, and I would look to do them even this week because Spurs have a home game against United, whereas City and Liverpool have much easier games. So yes, good moves, and I would look to do them this week. Is Alba a good captaincy option this week? I'm not just entirely sure who Arsenal are playing, so let me just have a look at that. Fixtures, they have West Ham away, of course they do. I've got Fabianski in my team. So yes, he is a good captaincy option. It will be an Arsenal, City, Liverpool. It will be one of those three. I expect Arsenal to score, and Aubameyang is always involved. And West Ham are weak at the back at the moment, so yes, he's not a bad captaincy option at all. What's your reason for keeping Richarlison? My key reason for keeping Richarlison are his fixtures, but if he continues to perform at the way he is, then he will not. He has Bournemouth, Southampton, Huddersfield in the next three though, and I just cannot refuse having him in for those games. So he is staying in for those three games definitely. Thoughts on Rashford being nailed with Lukaku and Martial returning back? I personally think, yes, I was going to say Martial will get dropped before Rashford did, but now with Sanchez back. Now, Ole loves Rashford, and I've been tweeting that, and I've every week I'm like, I think I might sell Rashford now, his time's up, but he plays and he scores again. I'm keeping Rashford because I think when Lukaku starts, he'll go on the left. When Sanchez starts, he can also go on the left, or he can play in the middle. He loves Rashford. He loves what he does, and he thinks he's going to be a great striker in the future, and he wants to be the one to bring that to fruition. So I am definitely one for Rashford. I think he's a great option. Definitely keep. The Rashford and Pogba duo offers so much potential. The fact that Rashford costs the same amount as all the other cheap strikers, and Pogba costs the same amount as most of the, like Felipe Anderson. I mean, he costs slightly more, but not much more, and it's just they offer so much value for money because of the way they performed, because of the way they've performed in the past. Their prices got slashed, so yeah, I think they're great options. Play Jimenez or Kamara this game week. So play Jimenez or Kamara this game week. So I'd personally advise Kamara. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Jimenez or Kamara this game week. I think I'd have to start Jimenez because you just don't know Kamara's going to start, and Burnley have looked better, so I'd probably start Jimenez between the two of them. So Jimenez, Rashford, Aubameyang, absolutely. I will show you. I have Matt Doherty in my team, and I will show you what their fixtures like. So this is Wolves fixtures after the Man City game. If you can see that, Leicester, West Ham, Everton, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Huddersfield, Cardiff. Great fixtures. Definitely goals and clean sheets in those games for them. So Jimenez is a great option, absolutely. Next, double game week and blank game weeks. Now, if you don't follow me on Twitter or on Instagram, as I've just started this week, you will not have seen me tweeting about the blank and double game weeks, and the planning needs to start fairly soon. The earliest double game week could come in game week 25, with either Chelsea or Spurs having their game week then. So planning does need to take place, and you need to plan for these early ones because your free hit and wildcard and bench boost and triple captain need to be used, are much better off being used in game weeks 31 to 35 when we will have two big double game weeks and two big blank game weeks in that time. But keep posted. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Check the latest photo I've posted on Instagram for some help and advice, and if anything more, make sure you ask me to make sure you're planning and get the heads up on all of your mini league rivals. So please guys, keep firing away all of your questions, maybe not that you have but you think people would like answered. anything you guys would want answered, please do let me know. So yes, if you guys, Suman, you're on your wild card. I don't know why it's not showing up quite in this chat yet, but there we go, it's showing up on my other one. A full 15 team. I'm not sure I'll quite do that, but I'll offer you a few essential players that we need. So I would look at Guita in goal from Crystal Palace. I think he is a great option. And then maybe another cheap option you look at is maybe you go for Patricio in goal, or I do like the look of Patricio. He's another good one. I'll get up so I can offer you the best recommendations. So statistics, position, goalkeepers. So Etheridge is also one, but I'm just not a fan of him personally. But I would look at Patricio. Foster of Watford is also another good one. Patricio, Foster, and one of those two with Guita as your backup. In defence, you need at least one Liverpool defender, Wan-Bissaka as well, probably a Wolves defender as well. Is Guita nailed? I would say so. In your midfield, you probably need Salah. It needs to be in your team. You need a Man United player, at least one in your forward or your attacking line. And you probably will have space to fit in at least, well, a City midfielder or an attacker. Nothing else is essential to me. Make sure your bench is playing but cheap. Etheridge and Lossell, that's good, but that's a lot of money. There's no need to have both of them. So I would downgrade one to Keita just to save that little bit of extra money. In terms of differentials in the midfield, Pereira of Watford offers a great option, as well as Richarlison. I still think he is good value. Up front, I think Jimenez is almost essential now, and so is Doherty. So I'd look at those two from Wolves. That's the advice that I'd give to you. What needs to happen for the double game week to happen for Chelsea and Spurs? It won't happen for both of them. So they have each other, as you know, you might know, in the semi-final of the Cup. And that is tomorrow night, the first leg. Now, whoever goes through on that will have the double game week. And their game week in game week 27 will be moved to game week 25. Now, if I get up on my Instagram, as you can see at FPLTIPZ _ because someone stole the FPLTIPZ, and have a look. So in game week 27, this post here, go and have a look at it on Instagram. Make sure you follow me, really useful. Some great stuff I'm using from Twitter and making sure you find it on Instagram as well. So Chelsea versus Brighton or Spurs versus Burnley will be moved to game week 25. Now, game week 25 will be great. City and Chelsea, Spurs or Chelsea, whoever it is, will have great fixtures. It's not confirmed that it'll be 25, but this is what everyone thinks is going to happen, looking at where teams play other fixtures. Now, the City game, if they beat Burton, which is very likely, if their game from 27 will be postponed to 29. So this could, a small game week, double game week in 25 and 29, a slightly larger blank game week in 27, a blank game week in 31, which is the biggest, where 5 or 6 games are postponed, double game week 32, blank game week 33, smaller teams, and double game week 35. Blank game week 33 fixtures tend to be played here, but it's not exact. So who would you replace Son with? Similar, as long you bet. If you don't have Pogba, easy. If not, try and go up or down, because no one around that price apart from Pogba is that great. Who to should I get? Hazard, Sane, Sterling, Mane. If I mean Hazard and Sterling, probably, but Sterling, absolutely. I'd still go Salah if you can get him. Salah, definitely, if you can get him. Sterling is a great option. I wouldn't go Mane, and I would, not sure about Hazard actually, but he is nailed. So I just wouldn't look at Mane in that list. I try and get Salah in at all costs, to be honest. Can you please tell me what the two fixtures are on double game week for Chelsea and Spurs in 25? Absolutely. So in 25, Chelsea will have Huddersfield at home and Brighton at home, and Spurs will have Newcastle at home, and Burnley away. So two really strong. A double game week for one of them will be really strong, and you probably want to own at least two of those assets for that game week. I hate owning and not owning Hazard. I know whenever you have him, he doesn't score when you score. If you're going to have him, keep him long term. It's the best, and don't captain him. Have him long term and do not put the armband on him. It's the best way to reduce stress and maximise returns from him. So, should I get Firmino? He is a great option and firing, but no one replaces Salah. So, I would have Salah. I don't think Firmino replaces Salah's points. Ooh, so guys, please get your final questions in. Yeah, well, no, only one of Chelsea or Spurs will have that blank game week. Will have that double game week. Whoever goes through on the cup will have it. Whoever gets knocked out will have a single game week and a single game week. The fixture will only be moved for one of the teams. Whoever goes through in the cup. Yes, 25 will be for, well, not confirmed, but likely to be for City, no, for Spurs or Chelsea, whoever goes through. Not confirmed yet, and I will follow me on Insta and Twitter, and I will make sure to give you a heads up when that happens. So, guys, get your final questions in. Let me. And guys, if you put this, I don't have time to do it now, but if you tweet out, as always, a picture of your, so tweet out a screenshot of your team with this hashtag, money left in the bank and any free transfers, and I'll discuss your team. I can't do it now, but I'll do it off stream to you and I'll reply to you on Twitter. So, I mean, double up and liver attack, Salah and Firmino, then that is an interesting option. Definitely Firmino is performing definitely well enough to be considered. What about Mane? Again, if you have Salah, then look at him, but Salah is important. If you don't have time, then why should we watch you? Bye. Okay, Suman, I mean, I stream every week. And I'm always on Twitter. I just don't have time to stream right now as I'm about to go out, but I tried to fit this stream in. From next week, it will be the consistent spot from 7:30 on a Tuesday, and I'll be back doing that every week to answer all your questions. I apologise if you think I haven't been streaming much or I'm rushing this stream, but I'm trying to do the best I can to answer all your questions. Best 3 captains picks and best differential. So no more questions after these two guys. Best captains options: Salah, Sterling, Aubameyang. Best differential: Richarlison. Yeah. Just brought in Salah, Aguero, and Taff, Kane, Son, and Robertson mindset. Not mad. You've got good options there. Kane and Son out. You've done good options for you, Vince. Well, make sure, Suman, to subscribe so you know when I'm going live. And from next week, Tuesday, 7:30 UK time, I will be streaming regularly for up to an hour just to make sure I've got all your questions answered. I've just been rushed at the moment because I'm so busy, but I'm doing my best. Also, or you can also message me underneath my videos, comment questions below, and I'll be happy to answer them. I check it almost every day, so I'll happily to reply to you on YouTube as well, Suman. But anyway, I hope everything is okay. I wish you good luck in. I wish you luck in the next game week as well. Always check out my sponsor and my social media. You don't have to have an account. You can always just read what I'm saying. I suppose Richarlison is not a differential. Okay, I will pick a new differential. I thought you meant just one cheaper player, but. So you want a differential under 10%. I mean, Sane is technically under 10%, so Sigurdsson as well. At Bournemouth at home, Sigurdsson 6%. Finally, Vardy. Southampton at home, Vardy. He might hurt you if you get a double game week, but then he'll be worth taking a hit to bring him in. Thanks guys for tuning in. I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next stream, which will be on Tuesday at 7:30, as I've said. Good luck in the game week, and I'll be on Twitter and Instagram to answer all your questions that you could want to ask. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Thanks, guys, for watching again after. Thanks, guys. Bye.